Hey, so last night, Friday night, I was sitting at home, working till about midnight or so, working on what is the final half of the year. Can you believe that we're already almost through the first half of this year? But I'm working on the financials, my personal financials, on what the last half of the year is going to look like. And I started to think about it, and I thought, how much of my life am I working just to live, just to get by, and how much am I working to invest? I mean, what's that breakdown? So, I work X amount of days a month, and that covers the need to live. Paying for the house, paying for food, insurance, gas, etc., etc., etc. How much of my life is spent working just to make money to do that? And then how much of my life is spent working to invest? So, working to live and working to invest. Those two things. And it really got me thinking about how we make purchases, how we make decisions in our life. And I was thinking about a car. I was thinking, if you think about, let's just say that you, after your taxes, because when I figure how much I make, I always think about it after Uncle Sam gets his money, because that's just gone. I can't do anything about it. So what do I make? What do I bring home? And so I was thinking about that, and I thought, what if a person makes $6,000 a month after taxes? Now, for some of you, that may be just a little bit. For some of you, you may be like, man, I am so far away from $6,000, that doesn't make any sense at all. But just go with me and hear me out, and maybe you'll kind of get where I'm going with this. Let's say you make $6,000 a month. That's $200 a day. If you want to buy a car, and let's just say that car is going to cost you $300 a month, and then $100 a month for insurance. Honestly, I don't know how much insurance is, but let's just go with $400 total package car and insurance. It's going to take you 2 days a month, 2 days a month just to pay for that car. I mean, that should be phenomenal. I mean, you're butting right up against 10% of your work week, or 10% of your month rather, is spent paying for this car. So I'm not saying don't go out and buy a car. I'm saying understand what it is and where your money's going, and think about it. Think, how much do I need? And this is a great exercise. This is what I did last night. I went and I said, how much do I need a month to live on? And that includes, just the standard things, those, things like birthdays and anniversaries and Christmas and all those things that come up. Kind of average those out, and kind of figured out what do I spend. So I come up with what I spend a month, and then what do I make. And I started to look at, how many days a month am I working just to live, just to pay the bills? And that should not be what we want to do. We should want to do much more and do much greater things than just pay the bills and live. Now, some of you, this may be a really awesome exercise, like it was for me. I got really excited about it, and I think I stayed up till about 12:30 last night or this morning, working on that, and I was really excited. I mean, even got to the point like, what would it take me? What would I need to make in order to have my living expenses paid in one day a month? One day of expenses and 29 days for investing. I don't say savings, I'm saying investing. What would that be like? And it was crazy. I mean, it was a great fun exercise. Maybe someday I'll be so cool that I can sit there and go, what would it take for me to get my whole month paid off in 10 minutes? Not even going to go there yet. A day was about all I wanted to do, and that was just kind of a fun exercise. But what you want to do, this exercise may be fun for you. It may be painful. If you do this exercise and you're like, dang man, there's 30 days in a month, and I got to work 33 days a month in order to cover that 30 days. And guess what? That does not add up. That is not fun. That means you've made a screw up somewhere along the way in your life. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. That means you're probably living on credit cards or borrowed money or something. Something's wrong. And so what you got to do, the very first thing you got to do is get it down to, it's taken me 30 days to live 30 days. And then go for, it's taken me 29 days. And I got 1 day of money that I can put together for investing. Look at what you're doing. Figure out, how can I reduce my expenses? Maybe you can't do much of that, but maybe you can. And even if it's over time, chart it out and see what it's going to look like. And start to give yourself a vision of what your financial future is going to be like. And, the other thing is start to look at, how do I make more money? If you're not making enough money, then you got to look at, how am I going to skill up? How am I going to get more money? How am I, we're all able, I should say, the 99% of us, I mean, that's not scientific, but we'll make it sound scientific. 99.325% of us are able to make more money. There are some people out there that just can't. But you know what? If you get a brain in your head, you can do it. I mean, you can go out and find a vehicle that'll make you money. And might not be the first time, might not be the second time, might not be the third time, but sooner or later, you can find something that's going to bring more revenue to you. And this, again, we're talking about blowing up your business, and you are your business. You are it. So we're talking about, how do we go about making you more money, getting you more of what you need. And you're going to have to ultimately get more days of investing and less days of spending. It's pretty simple, but it's a great exercise. And if you want help to figure that out, just send me a direct message. I'd love to help you. I just kind of show you. It's a pretty simple formula. It's really simple, but it's fun. And anyway, happy investing, happy selling, happy entrepreneurship, all of that. Just get out there and do it, and be committed to yourself.